The region's first of its kind independent living center for developmentally disabled people in the region is officially open. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story, after years of planning, preparation, and fundraising, the region's first of its kind independent living center for developmentally disabled people is officially open. Northfield Haven, located near the Northfield Retirement Community in Gering, is the culmination of a $1.2 million effort that started several years ago. The 15-unit space offers independent living opportunities and the first of its kind in western Nebraska. The Scottsbluff-Gering United Chamber of Commerce hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony last week and is now ready to house its first residents. And during Thursday's celebration, it was smiles all around as friends, family, community, and business leaders wished Rhonda Pierce a happy retirement. Looking back on her 22 years with Twin Cities Development, most of that as executive director, Pierce told KNEB News that her final effort with TCD was the Northfield Haven project and was just one of many with challenges and successes over the years.
This project, the Northfield Haven project, has been a challenge because we had COVID, we had difficulty getting supplies, we had cost overruns, so it was a challenge. I would say each project was different, and they've all had good times and bad times and challenges, and so it's all been good, but hopefully leaving the organization in good hands to carry forward and to do good things in the future.
As far as her plans for retirement, Pierce says it will be time with grandkids, travel, golf, and pickleball. But aside from those priorities, it will really be uncharted territory for someone who always had a roadmap. We'll have more news right after this.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
Welcome back. Panhandle Public Health District officials say a mosquito trap site in Box Butte County has recently collected mosquitoes that tested positive for West Nile, the first such positive case for the Panhandle. Environmental Health Coordinator Melissa Haas tells KNEB News, given the amount and frequency of rainfall in the region, it's no surprise the number of mosquitoes being caught in traps in Box Butte and Scottsbluff counties is way up.
I wasn't getting quite as many mosquitoes as I was at the start of this season, and I do think that's because of all the moisture. But it's hit or miss if that's just going to increase the human cases. It just kind of depends on the congregation of where the mosquitoes are and if there's more people out and things like that. So I don't know if we'll see an increase in human cases, but I definitely have seen an uptick in the amount of mosquitoes I picked up for sure.
One human case of West Nile virus was reported in a public health district in eastern Nebraska more than a month ago, which was quite a bit earlier than in previous years. Haas says to help keep down the mosquito population, you should be draining any standing pools as often as possible, and to protect yourself, long sleeve shirt and pants, use of a repellent with DEET, and limiting dawn and dusk activity are recommended. Well, a 44-year-old Scottsbluff man has been sentenced to the maximum penalty after pleading no contest to a charge of intentional child abuse with no injury. 41-year-old Boyce McFarland was arrested back in September after Scottsbluff police investigated accusations he sexually assaulted a teenage female multiple times in 2021 and 2022. However, in May, he pleaded no contest to the lone Class 3A felony and the remaining 5 counts were dismissed. On Friday, District Judge Leo Dobrevony sentenced McFarland to 3 years in prison, 18 months of post-release supervision, and required him to register as a sex offender. And a Scottsbluff man is behind bars following an early Monday morning rollover on the South Beltline Highway. Around 12:30 a.m., Scottsbluff police responded to an accident and found a vehicle upside down on its top in the ditch. 23-year-old Diego Santoyo Noriega crashed into a wire guardrail and then rolled, ending upside down on its top. 2 juvenile passengers fled the scene but were contacted a short time later, and all 3 occupants were treated and released from Regional West for injuries related to the accident. Santoyo Noriega was booked into the Scottsbluff County Jail for driving under the influence of alcohol and driving under the influence of alcohol causing serious bodily injury to another.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
We are finally going to deal with warmer conditions, drier air settling in here to the region for the next couple of days, and I think we'll get through another night with no showers and thunderstorms. Any chances are going to be very, very small as temps fall into the 60s. Dry and warmer days are ahead. Again, only isolated storms are expected till we get late in the week when things get cooler and unsettled into the weekend. Temps are actually going to be near or above normal for a change. Yesterday, we hit 85. We got close to normal after a morning low of 52 degrees. But if you take a look at precip, we were dry yesterday. But look at this, already 0.3 of an inch above normal for the month and over 6 inches above normal for the year. As we look at across the region, look at these highs, 93 on Monday. Otherwise, last Monday, a week ago, otherwise we've had 8 days of below normal and well below normal temperatures. 2 days there in the 60s and 2 in the 70s. We'd ordinarily be in the low 90s. Had some more precip around throughout the weekend, and last week garnering all those 8400s. Nothing really coming the next couple of days. Again, Wednesday into Thursday, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Better chances late Friday into Saturday, still be albeit pretty small. Sunday into early next week, temperatures stay nice and rain chances go back down. As far as winds go, we don't have a lot to worry about in the wind department. It's going to be fairly calm out there. What are we looking at for severe weather today? Again, we can't say zero because we could see an isolated severe storm develop. Very small chance here across the region today and tomorrow and on into Wednesday. Central and eastern Nebraska going to be more into the gun for the severe weather and the heavy rain threat the next several days, as western portions of Nebraska and eastern Wyoming finally going to catch a break and quiet down a little bit. Temperatures are in the 80s and even some 90s out there in the middle part of the state. Overall, very nice. 80s and low 90s here across western Nebraska. You could see warmest temperature we can find, 91 in Valentine, the coolest. Up at the mountains, those 80-degree readings. Otherwise, it's mid-80s to upper 80s across the area. Winds are out of the east, not too strong, in that 5 to 10 mile an hour range. Wind gusts a little gusty at times in some areas of showers and storms there in northeast Colorado. Otherwise, it is quiet and calm here across the region. And Futurecast is going to show those clear skies and calm winds overnight and quiet weather conditions. Into tomorrow, again, just an isolated storm is going to form. Most of us are not going to see any type of weather. Wednesday, same situation. Another round of some isolated showers and thunderstorms late in the day across the region. Again, if you get under one of those, they could be heavy rain producers and possibly have some gusty winds and hail. Lows tonight, closer to the 60s. How about that? Highs tomorrow, deep into the 90s for some of us. And as far as precip goes, most of the area going to remain dry. If you do get under some thunderstorms, don't expect it to be dry in your area. Expect to get maybe a half an inch or more. A few passing clouds, otherwise 62 tonight. How about tomorrow? Abundant sunshine and hot. Highs right around 97. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we're still in the 90s Wednesday, Thursday. Some isolated storms late Friday night possible. Better chances on Saturday. Still be at pretty small. Temps back into the 80s through the weekend. We rebound into the 90s for next week.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Got a few things to cover as the summer rolls on. Let's start with some Legion baseball, as over the weekend it was the Gering BNC Steel Juniors winning the Junior Area 7 tournament at home at Oregon Trail Park. Gering got a pair of wins over Alliance and also beat Sidney. They won the title game yesterday 13-10 with that second win over Alliance. With that victory, Gering now set to advance to the Class B Junior State Tournament. That'll be held in Alliance starting on Saturday. Alliance also auto-qualifies for that state tourney as the hosts. Now tomorrow night we'll finally get a Wesco Gering Senior Legion matchup. After the first two attempts were rained out, they'll play tomorrow night at the home of the Pioneers. It'll be fun over at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. And then Thursday, Gering will host Brush, Colorado with the regular season winding down. And then this weekend, it's the Class A area tournaments. The Zephyrs playing in Grand Island, while the Express will play postseason ball in North Platte. Last night, some impromptu fun for some local softball players as the 308 United 18 and under team was coming back to town after winning a state title over in Colorado. The team made up of Scottsbluff, Gering, and Alliance players. They went 7-0 in winning the Mountain State Class B title over the weekend with a 7-0 perfect record. Head coach Dan Fox speaking to the crowd gathered at Fresh Foods in Gering.
One thing I want to talk about, Jared and I, and we talked with Jeff and stuff, and Mike Heimer, and we talked about this earlier, probably over a year ago, actually. We got Alliance, Scottsbluff, and Gering, but this is what's really kind of cool, a community of everything.
That was a summer ending tournament for that 308 squad as they finish up the year with a record of 39-11 and 2 ties. And the Pioneers won their weekend home series over the Denver Cougars as they dropped the Friday game but then came back to win on Saturday and Sunday. In the Saturday night win, the local kid, Hunter McCollum of Scottsbluff, got into the, swing of things here on his birthday with a loud home run. It was his first of the campaign. The Pioneers game tonight at the Denver Rough Riders has been canceled, but they'll play at the Denver Cougars coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. That's the latest today from the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. Our personalized trust services can help you do just that. You've worked hard to build your legacy, and you want to make sure that gets passed on for generations to come. We offer the professional guidance necessary to ensure that happens, according to your wishes. We pride ourselves in being friendly and professional while offering a highly tailored full line of trust and estate planning services to accommodate you. You belong here.
And finally tonight, an Alliance man is in the next class of prospective Nebraska State Troopers that have started their training at the NSP Training Academy. Marco Vera Chavez is the only recruit from the Panhandle that's part of an 11-person class that got underway this summer. NSP Director of Training Captain Andy Eklund explains the training the recruits will be going through.
Over the next 6 months, they'll have to come together, work as a team. They've already demonstrated that they have the character necessary to serve as a Nebraska State Trooper. The Training Academy staff will provide them with the necessary knowledge, skills, and ability to go out and perform those daily tasks that Nebraska State Troopers perform on a daily basis.
The recruits will be going through hundreds of hours of classroom and hands-on training to prepare them for the situations they will face as Nebraska State Troopers. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.